Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Random Wikipedia, Episode 2, Mike the Headless Chicken. No, I'm not kidding, it was a headless chicken named Mike. Mike the Headless Chicken, also known as Miracle Mike, was a Wyandotte chicken that lived for 18 months after having its head cut off. Although the story was thought by many to be a hoax, the bird's owner took him to the University of Utah in Salt Lake City to establish the facts. I sure wonder how that conversation went down. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, sir. What are you here for today? I'd like to register my headless chicken, please. Excuse me? I'd like to register my headless chicken. Please. How did a headless chicken even exist in the first place? Well, funny story. Meet my friend, Farmer Lloyd Olson. To protect his privacy in this video, let's call him Christopher. So one day, Christopher went out to his chicken coop to make a nice dinner for his family, Marty, Jennifer, George, and Lorraine. He picked a nice juicy chicken and took it over to the chopping block. He raised his axe in the air, and... quick butcher lesson, usually when you cut the head off something, it dies and begins to bleed. But this one didn't do either. Christopher stood in disbelief as he watched Mike's head roll off the log as if it were a bowling ball, as Mike was running around like a chicken with its head cut off. So he did tours, sideshows, and was even on the cover of both Time and Life magazines. At the height of his popularity, Christopher was rolling in both hoes and money, making about $51,500 a day, adjusted for inflation, and Mike was valued at around $1,314,815.38 in today's money. And Christopher got all the bitches, not adjusted for inflation. But wait, hold up. How did Mike live after getting his head chopped off? How did he eat and drink? Well, when Christopher chopped his head off, being the fucking dweeb he is, he failed and chopped at a higher point than suspected and missed the jugular vein, which, unlike I thought, is not that weird red thing that chickens and roosters have. That's actually called the chicken's comb. The jugular vein is a vein in many mammals that takes naughty, dirty blood from the brain and takes it down to the heart. How do you fail to cut that during a beheading? I have no damn clue. He didn't bleed to death because it just so happened he had a major blood clot that Christopher just barely missed. He also cut so high, he left a tiny itty-bitty piece of Mike's brain. I guess Mike is a Karen who read that you only use 10% of your brain on the internet and believed it was true so hard it became true. I'm kidding, of course. The chicken was a cripple. It was so stupid, I can't blame him, he got his head chopped off, that he would still peck for food and subsequently fall over. He could still do very basic things, like breathing, beating his heart, using Instagram geotags while ordering a pumpkin spice latte at Starbucks, and even digesting food. Christopher would feed Mike by putting crushed worms in its gaping food hole and using an eyedropper with a milk water mix to get it to drink. So how did Mike, the inspiree of the movie Chicken Run, die? Well, in 1947, Christopher and his hoes were asleep in a motel room, and Mike, the dumbass he was, ran neck first into the bedside table. Christopher kept Mike's food on. Corn kernel fell right into Mike's big-ass food hole, and he choked to death. After that, Mike's quivering body was put on display at Fruta, Colorado, where they now host an annual Mike the Headless Chicken Day, where small children play games in front of a rotting 50-year-old chicken carcass, such as 5K run like a headless chicken race, egg toss, pin the head on the chicken cluck off, and chicken bingo. Mike was even the inspiration for a band called the Radioactive Chickenheads. Thank you so much for watching episode 2 of Random Wikipedia. Please leave some feedback, either in the comments down below, just with a like or a dislike, or even by emailing us. And of course, if you'd like to see more of this type of content, please consider dropping a subscribe. Thank you, and good night.